Did you know 20 rappers are awaiting their release from jail? As some rappers have been in prison for several years, their release dates were announced like YNW Melly's. Did you know Judge Fiend released Melly's ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton from jail and gave Melly's lawyers a chance to free him too? After her release, Hamilton acknowledged her family and friends who supported her in a Facebook post on February 9th. The post reads, "And to my village, thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." As she didn't like how the courtroom was broadcasted to the local news.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
However, the new judge realized how long Melly's been in lockup for, which is when it was announced Melly has to make an informed decision about who he wants as his lawyers. He's been sitting in our jail for over 2,100 days.
No, but let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers to be. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week. And then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You can decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
The judge can't believe Melly sat behind bars since February 2019 and is yet to get a verdict. The judge straight up said that the prosecutors better give him a straight up reasoning for why Melly shouldn't be released on a bond. This is when the prosecutors did the worst thing imaginable. They're trying to force Bortland to snitch against Melly in his upcoming trial, as the prosecutors are sending in paperwork to have Bortland and Melly tried in the same court case.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
If Bortland's also facing the crimes of taking out Sack Chaser and Juvy when he knows he didn't, he'll likely start pointing the finger towards Melly. Bortland's loyalty towards Melly has been great throughout the entire process, except for the time when Melly's team tried pinning the crime on Bortland in the first trial.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
As his lawyer revealed, it's always been Bortland who lied to the feds, had powder residue on his hands, and was the first person witnessed with Sack Chaser and Juvy after they passed. This is when we saw a forensic scientist confirm the findings of powder on his hands during the original trial.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained two component particles, and the left hand contained one particle characteristic of shot residue and one two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was shot residue present on the hands.
Bortland didn't like this, so when Melly's first trial ended in a mistrial, he tweeted out a mysterious message the same day. The tweet reads, "Mind games don't work on people like me," with a handshake emoji at the end of the tweet, making it seem like he's accepting some sort of deal. However, people are starting to get concerned that Melly's having money problems while trying to pay for his lawyers, because reports came out revealing Melly's mom started up a fans account, as we saw her featured in an interview where she spoke on why she made it and how much money she's made.
Why did you decide to break the internet the other day? you're saying that you're YNW Melly's mom and you're about to hit fans.
Why not? You make money while you sleep, and you know, I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy?
Did you start it yet though?
What? My only? Yeah.
How much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day.
The first day was pretty epic. It was pretty epic.
Give me a ballpark figure.
Like 40-ish, 50.
One day?
Day one.
This surprised the internet as DJ Academic shared his thoughts on it.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's gonna be starting her own. And I gotta be honest with y'all, man, like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, you know, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
Academics believes it's not about money, however, social media didn't agree. Because in an interview with No Jumper, Melly's mom and brother talk about the money Melly's been spending. His mom makes it seem like everything's okay, but his brother calls out Melly's ridiculous spending habits.
I would assume
but it's still,
that he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, there was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want the chain no more.
In Melly's mother's defense, she's gone through a lot with his ongoing trial, and she's likely using it as a way to get the trial off her mind, because there have been many times that Melly had to ask if she was okay.
Sorry.
You'll just don't do it.
But did you know Melly's financial problems are going to get even worse? Because the state is opening another case on Melly for witness tampering, as they allege Melly's the reason Mariah left the country and never showed up for the first trial. The witness tampering charge itself can have Melly behind bars for life, but another problem is that it's a completely new case, meaning Melly will have to spend more for his lawyers to cover the witness tampering charge.
Filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
However, with Melly's ex-girlfriend Mariah being involved in the second trial, she may be the one to put Melly behind bars, because people in her hometown shared how she allegedly had a call with him on the night of the crime. But getting back to the witness tampering, Juvy's father looked into Mariah and learned the words and ways that Melly got rid of Mariah for the first trial.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
But with the state pursuing a witness tampering charge against Melly, they've completely shut off his ability to use the jail phones or read his mail, which is exactly when we heard his mother, Jamie King, talk about how it's not fair, since he hasn't been convicted for his charges.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But with the jail taking away the privileges, it likely means they have evidence that he tampered and are saving it for court, as they can't risk Melly to continue talking to the outside world and possibly tampering more with his cases. But it doesn't make it any easier for Jamie King. She continued the interview and said how she's just heartbroken for her son.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life,
As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
With Jamie talking about Melly not being treated right on the inside, it sparked some attention online. We heard from Charleston White, who said, "This is how Melly deserves to be living in jail."
Even the YMW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated, when you done chose to play somebody.
Even Boozy spoke out, talking about just how stressful it's been for Melly's mother.
Okay, so
then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
But when it comes to Melly's lawyers, they've tried proving any sort of little evidence they can to get Melly a bond. Because when the new judge came onto the case, they told him how the prosecutors in the first trial admitted no firearm was ever found.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearm was used.
Okay.
They even shared how the GPS evidence proves Melly was running down the street from when the crime was going down, and how Melly was texting his girlfriend during it.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvy? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
This wasn't enough to get him a bond, but the worst part is that the prosecutors have kept investigating the Melly case as they await the retrial. Through their investigations over the last year, they found out Melly's motive behind the crime. They found that Melly had a close connection to King Von before he was arrested, and as it turns out, a former O Block member appeared in an interview where he says that Melly asked King Von how to deal with Sack Chaser and Juvy.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walter Bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
As the O Block member is saying, Sack Chaser and Juvy were taking a huge revenue share of the YNW business. Meanwhile, Bortland and Melly were working hard every day to put on concerts, brand deals, and sell merch, while Sack Chaser and Juvy didn't have as much of an impact on the team's revenue. So you can imagine what King Von's response would have been when you take into account the type of guy he used to be in the streets. Therefore, giving the motive that Melly wanted the business to only be split 50-50 with Bortland, rather than only getting an equal 25% split. And when you pair this with the evidence of Melly bragging about doing the crime, it looks extremely bad for Melly.
The PT Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But also on Melly's phone was a Facebook Live video, which shows how Melly and Bortland were feeling just hours after their best friends passed.
Melly
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
Showing not an ounce of sadness for the passing of their two best friends. Knowing how Melly handled it emotionally, the prosecutors then investigated the Jeep that they were driving. As we saw, Sergeant Williams confirmed that it was impossible to have been a drive-by.
How many rounds were inside of the car?
3. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that killed Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
Oh.
My determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
With confirmation of someone in the car doing the crime, Juvy's mother confirmed which one was in the back left seat.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
However, NBA YoungBoy was just released from jail. Did you know NBA YoungBoy walked out of prison today? It was announced. Looks like YoungBoy has been released from federal prison and either transferred to a halfway house or is headed home. I'll confirm soon. It was later confirmed he's now home. When arriving home, YoungBoy hopped on a FaceTime call with Aiden Ross. We even saw academics follow up with more details on his release. With him reporting, talked to YoungBoy's manager, YoungBoy is home spending time with his family. He has a curfew for 30 days and has to stay at a certain location. Have some patience. A tour is locked in. YoungBoy fans get ready. Give him some time though. 2025 is YoungBoy's year. However, the reasoning for him being released isn't what you think, and let me explain. Before his release, an inmate recorded YoungBoy packing his things.
That is.
As he was getting ready for his court hearing to make his case for being released. When arriving to court, a YoungBoy fan hacked into the court's Zoom call and yelled, "Free YoungBoy."
Free YB, man. Free YB.
Everyone needs to stay muted. Okay.
Free YB.
All right. Mr. Golden's case has already been called. He's done with court today. For those of you interested, everyone keep yourselves muted.
Free YB. Free YB.
Free YB.
YoungBoy entered shortly after, laughing and smiling after seeing the support from one of his fans. But as he walked into court, YoungBoy signed a legal document which states he understands English and that his education consists of the 8th grade level. But did you know there's a chance YoungBoy returns to jail? Because his release description in the court file reads, on March 10th, 2021, YoungBoy was arrested and charged with a count of firearm possession by a convicted felon and possession of an unregistered firearm. YoungBoy was outside recording a music video with several friends, playing loud music and dancing on the hood of a car. Since he did this in a random neighborhood, a lady down the street got concerned and called the cops. She described that several men were dancing around holding firearms in the air. Almost immediately when the cops arrived on scene, they recognized YoungBoy and detained him.
So yesterday at court, the body cam footage of the officer who put the cuffs on YoungBoy back in September during that music video, the cop comes right up to him, you know, whatever, he puts the cuffs on him. And then YoungBoy's reaction is kind of hilarious. I thought it might be interesting for y'all. He was like, yo, big dog, man, what you doing, man? Why you putting these cuffs on me? That's who he was calling the cop. He was calling the cop big dog. He's like, big dog, you up right now. I didn't do nothing. You could search me. I got nothing on me. Cop doesn't listen. Cop puts him in and the whole time YoungBoy's like, yo, man, what you doing, man? Big dog, why? And it really goes to show you a lot about this case. YoungBoy didn't think he did anything wrong. He didn't think that they were going to go and start taking footage from music videos and said, you held a gun in a music video and you're a felon and that's a federal felony and you're going to face 3 to 5 years. No, and it really shows you that these federal laws, as applied to kids like NBA YoungBoy from the hood, are extremely unfair and extremely punitive, and we need to take a good long look on what's going on there.
While YoungBoy was being put in handcuffs, his cameraman attempted to delete the music video footage since he knew YoungBoy couldn't be seen with a firearm. Unfortunately, the police confiscated the camera before it was deleted, resulting in the feds having video footage of YoungBoy holding firearms. In an attempt to free him of the firearm possession charge, his lawyer argued that the police obtained the camera illegally, but it didn't hold up in court. With it announced, YoungBoy has lost his appeal with the feds, and now prosecutors can use footage of him holding firearms to convict him.
Update on NBA YoungBoy. He lost the appeal with the federal appeals court. He can take it up to the Supreme Court. What happened? So the federal judge, the lower court, ruled in his favor. She said that the video of him holding what looks like to be a is suppressed. It can't be used at trial against him. The way you guys obtained it, you violated his constitutional rights. Now, the government went to the Fifth Circuit United States Court of Appeals. The Fifth Circuit said, you know what, we have a different decision, and we're going to say that the government can use that evidence. It is going to be allowed in the case.
Realizing it wasn't going in YoungBoy's favor, he knew he had to sign a plea deal. But just before the judge officially sentenced him, it was reported the judge gave YoungBoy a positive message about him being robbed of his talent and potential due to his addiction, and wished him the best of luck after he's out of prison.
Mr. Golden, I've seen so many times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential, that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction. So I don't want that for you. You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life. Best of luck to you, Mr. Golden.
Thank you.
Anything
Your
further?
Honor. That's all I have, if I
Okay.
could be excused.
You may.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
With YoungBoy receiving 23 months behind bars for his crimes, it looked down for YoungBoy. However, his lawyer announced a few weeks later, I wrapped up YoungBoy's case. He got 23 months, but because of the way we worked it, with credit on another case in Louisiana, he should be out in 3 or 4 months. But now, due to overpopulated jails, YoungBoy was able to be released, because on March 3rd, Rich the Kid interviewed with academics, and they agreed YoungBoy would be released very soon.
Drake YB Durk, right now. And I ain't gonna lie to you, because I was even looking at my Spotify like recap. Yo, I think hip hop is due, like, YB has to stay out of jail. Yo, we're thirsty for his. There's a
get out in March, right?
Yeah, it's
Excited, man.
more music with him.
Wait on it. Wait on it.
However, YoungBoy won't be released for long. A lawyer broke down YoungBoy's other case that's pending. He was wanted for skipping a court appearance for an out-of-state case, which led to more charges. Being out of state meant the FBI got involved, and they staked out his Louisiana mansion a couple years ago. As they waited for him, YoungBoy suddenly got in his car, opened the gate, and drove out. The FBI followed YoungBoy onto the highway, which started the high-speed chase. They told YoungBoy to pull his car over. In the beginning, he was complying, and did just that. Once the agent behind him pulled over behind him and got out of his vehicle, YoungBoy floored it down the highway. After running on the highway, he ran into traffic and went off to the regular streets. Once YoungBoy got a gap between him and the feds, he got out of his vehicle and started a foot chase, which wasn't a good idea for him considering YoungBoy was wearing designer shoes, skinny jeans, a jacket, and some chains. But what's crazy is while YoungBoy was being chased by the feds, he ran through a fan's backyard, who caught YoungBoy running away from the officer as the fan told YoungBoy to run faster. Shortly after, YoungBoy was swarmed by police and was taken into a squad car.
You gonna talk to us? Tell us what happened, or
As soon as we're done with everything, we'll take off the handcuffs, okay? But
yeah, I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm properly if I haven't committed a crime or done anything.
Okay. All right. Give us a second, okay?
Okay, no voluntary statement.
He's not willing to give a
So,
statement.
any statement, any voluntary statement? No, sir. Mr. Martinez, I don't want to give a statement. I don't want to be in this.
These were serious charges against YoungBoy. He had speed racing, resisting arrest, and many more the judge didn't take easy on him. But having millions of dollars got him in the best lawyers, and he received a bond after putting up a lot of money.
For YoungBoy out of California is a $540,000 bond. He put up $500,000 in cash. In addition, he put up as collateral 2 properties worth in excess of $1.5 million, and he has to wear an ankle monitor. However, he's not going to be on house arrest. According to the bond set by the California judge, he simply has to wear the ankle monitor but is otherwise free to travel. Given that the California judge found that these circumstances are sufficient for a YoungBoy, why would a Louisiana judge find any differently? The Louisiana judge is looking at the same facts, he's looking at the same charges, and he's making a decision under the exact same federal law. Sure, it's a different court and a different circuit, and the way the laws are applied varies somewhat. It shouldn't vary a lot. If this California judge said, hey, this much money and these restrictions are good, it would be very, very weird for a Louisiana judge to say, oh no amount of money and no restrictions. That would be very uncommon.
Surprisingly, despite YoungBoy's extensive criminal history, he was able to attain a plea deal of just 23 months in his firearms case. But with his lawyer's help, he's now already out. But it's important that YoungBoy keeps himself in check. If he returns to the way he was before prison, he won't be free for long. As prosecutors hate when rappers get out of lockup, as they usually try to make an example out of them. But with how YoungBoy was earlier on his career is how he needs to be. He was cool with every rapper and making good music. But over the last few years, he got into constant beef and stacked evidence on himself by self-snitching. Because one time that YoungBoy made other rappers mad was when Choppa created a song in support of YoungBoy, entitled it Free YoungBoy. However, just months later, YoungBoy dropped the song Bring the Hook, which dissed King Von after he passed. This really rubbed Choppa the wrong way, and he alongside many others didn't like that YoungBoy did that. But this had the rap industry reacting, with academics tweeting, YoungBoy on demon time right now, and he dropping another whole tape. Lil Reese responded back, that ain't no demon time, he just rapping like the rest of these rappers all rap, which Choppa had to agree with Reese and switched sides against YoungBoy by saying, I stamped that, because he didn't like how YoungBoy was dissing someone who couldn't defend themselves. But YoungBoy didn't like this, and he dissed Choppa on his song, Know Like I Know, rapping the lyrics, I bet your mama be destroyed when we send you to God for making statements, choosing sides about my beef with them boys. I could say I saw it, you could say I was your favorite, which had Choppa going on to Academic's podcast to speak why he switched sides.
He's not able to defend his name, bro, and it be a lot going on within his name about him when, to me, bro, he a real stand-up dude, and it was just unfortunate how it happened. Like, he came to a person as a man.
Choppa talked further about it on his interview with DJ Vlad.
When you heard that, what'd you think?
It was funny to me. I feel like, it's not serious when it hit the net. It's funny. It's just entertainment to me.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Good song. Nice bars.
He even released this statement on YoungBoy. YoungBoy needs to be more careful. He's got a lot of people looking up to him, and he needs to set a better example. He needs to stay out of trouble and focus on his music. But another situation that shows YoungBoy's dark side and rage is what happened with JayDaYoungan. With both of them being Louisiana natives, Jay always hoped to collab with YoungBoy and praised him in this interview.
Me and YoungBoy, soon we will be making music together. I'm a fan of YoungBoy music. Yeah, we gonna collaborate pretty soon and put on for our state, because when we do, I feel like this is gonna be one of the hardest collaborations ever.
They dropped their collab song titled Up With Me, but the two eventually had a falling out after Jay shared a snippet of an unreleased YoungBoy song on Instagram. YoungBoy responded in the comments, delete this now, I don't know how you even got my song, I don't mess around like that. But Jay defended himself and said he wouldn't take no disrespect.
I'm a real and I stand on everything, you hear me? Ain't no gonna play with me, ain't gonna disrespect me.
Jay even put lyrics in his song 38K about YoungBoy as he rapped. He put that comment on my post, they laughed about that, but I was laughing when your baby mama was on me. As photos leaked of Jay hanging with YoungBoy's baby mama. In return, YoungBoy tried to catch Jay lacking in the streets.
You be hiding, we real headhunters, man. Come on, man. Open their mouth, came to what they was, man.
However, Durk's case is getting serious. Did you know Lil Durk had an altercation inside of jail with an inmate? It reads, reports reveal OTF rapper Lil Durk was attacked in his cell block earlier this morning at the LA County Jail. Conditions of the rapper's health aren't public. However, a change of jails is likely. Shortly after Kanye West reached out to Durk to make sure he was okay.
Yeah, man, how you feeling?
And I'm feeling good, just taking a day at a time, just chilling and staying focused for real.
Yeah, I love the time we
from a federal prison.
I love the time we spent in Saudi, man. That was great.
Hey, look, that's all I'm talking about here. The people here, they get their time, and they ain't never experienced the world. So I be telling them stories, and they be on 20.
Wow. Yeah, man. I just got off the phone with Puff. I talked to him for the first time 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes when you called me, yeah.
Rumors began spreading online until fans noticed something strange. Because both Quando Rondo and Lil Tim did interviews, they both said the same message and released on the same day. Many view it as a coincidence, but others believe it was the best way for Quando and his crew to get revenge on Durk. Tim mentions that Durk threw his life away trying to get revenge for a beef he and Quando Rondo were okay with ending.
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f him and shit like that. Cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
Quando said something similar, but he focused on how Durk left his family when he was supposed to provide for them.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out. Or whatever, like that could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
But here's where it gets even stranger. Did you know there's an entire section in Durk's case about his lyrics? Cause Durk has lyrics rapping, "Look on the news and see your son, you screaming no no." This seems to connect to Quando's reaction at the scene of the crime.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Durk's lawyers claim those lyrics are just a coincidence. With the announcement, in a move out of the YSL trial playbook, Durk's producer says in the M for Hire case that the Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy song with Babyface Ray, which prosecutors say bragged about the passing, was recorded 7 months before the incident. They showed a court document from the studio where he recorded. This file of the lyrics being recorded is dated January 2022, months before Lil Pab's passing. But these lyrics are why people believe Quando ordered someone to mess with Durk on the inside. But it gets scarier from here. With it reported, Durk's linked in a newly unsealed file where he's alleged to have been behind Stefan Mack's passing. It's believed Mack was targeted as revenge for the passing of Durk's brother D Thang on January 27, 2022. This means the prosecutors are pinning another M for hire on Durk. To go along with Durk's involvement, they showed that he posted an Instagram story saying, "For D Thang, only 30 minutes after Stefan Mack was taken out." And to make it worse, they got Durk laughing on IG Live the following day.
You can't see other shit, boy. What? Tweak on the folks. Hey, somebody always said, slap a car. Somebody always said, slap a car.
On top of Stefan Mack's passing, the prosecutors announced they have over 230 gigs of evidence, including audio and video recordings alongside 20,000 pages of reports. While they were investigating the evidence, they noticed another M for Hire Durk had allegedly taken part in, as court files updated to say the feds believe Lil Durk paid to get these two people dealt with. The first is Stefan Mack, who got Lil Durk's brother D Thang, but the second is OTF Jam's baby mom, who passed after Durk found out Jam wore a wire around him. Feds believe Jam is the key to putting Durk in jail for all 3 crimes. And it was later found out it was this Instagram live where Jam was wearing a wire, as you see Jam holding his jacket and whispering in it.
I ain't gonna lie, my whole dream changed. I ain't gonna lie, like back in the day. Oh, my. Oh, dang. Like back in the day. Oh, look, he took out.
Check on your man, I heard you got his head.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Hey, when I was growing up, I
don't have a dare. Architect.
What happened to dare?
School's out of town.
All that woofing on the net, it got your man. Metro!
This came as a huge betrayal to Durk because only a year prior, Durk gave him $50,000 as a welcome home gift.
You know what's name, bro? Steady crying, huh?
He steady crying. Feed him. Feed him.
Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk so they want me to get the trigger, bro.
See that?
Feed
for my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. It's too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof.
Bro got out what?
You know that
how many you did off?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah. That's your last bit.
12.
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really was just getting in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
However, months before being arrested, Durk knew Jam was acting strange. An interview revealed Durk has been playing 3D chess this entire time. He knew Jam was gonna cooperate.
I see shit from a mile away.
I don't think people realize that.
I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your is gonna cooperate.
Durk spoke more, saying how he stopped letting anyone go to his house or get too close, but it was no use, and he was arrested a couple of months later.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be. My best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids. Cause it's like, I'm just a different type. I'm not the. We're gonna have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the.
You say everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta. Everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, you go too. They go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
But with Durk in jail and unable to go after Jam, he'd send his goons after him. It was reported Jam was found by OTF members hiding in a crib outside Atlanta. Sources claim Jam was dealt a punishment for snitching on Durk, which even came out with a photo of the scene where Jam had been staying. However, despite Durk's producer announcing earlier that his lyrics were recorded before the passing of Lil Pab, they're still using these Durk lyrics against him. As he rapped, "Told me they got an addy go, they got the location, go." The prosecutors believe this ties to Brick Baby saying he would have dropped Quando's location if Durk had asked him to, which could have been the way Durk's crew found Quando's crew at the gas station that took Lil Pab's life.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been coking if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd something.
Right.
As Brick Baby, for the most part, kept tight-lipped about any information he knew. But that was only until we saw him speak in an interview where he says, "You can't say Durk never slid for King Von anymore because they got Lil Pab," as he reacted to his interview when Durk was arrested.
But was this an attempted hit or
well,
they
can't say that no more.
Then they put you as
Why? Like, who died?
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
So this is about the...
Oh! What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
This quite possibly was the reason the feds started digging into Durk over a year ago. Some of the first evidence they looked for was the suspects that got Lil Pab and their connection to Durk. They obtained old footage of Von shopping with the suspects, showing there's a clear history between them and OTF.
Solitary stone.
We just looked at him.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy.
Let's go. They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money maker stepped in.
This showed they had a clear motive to get revenge for Von and that they were close to Durk too. With Durk hiring hits, academics made sense of the timeline with his album Almost Healed.
2020 Von, 2021 his brother dies. 2022, the niggas who his brother, they get clapped. The to Von, at least a cousin of theirs get clapped. 2023, he drops an album, I'm Almost Healed. You ever think about that, Chad? It's like poetic. 2020, Von dies. 2021, his brother dies. 2022, get back for both those situations. 2023, I'm Almost Healed. Crazy, huh?
However, there's been rumors circulating that more people than just Jam are snitching on Durk, but OTF Bezu tapped in to calm everyone down.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real, for real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all that threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. On my kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jails.
And to know the rumors were false, Durk hopped on a phone call and announced they aren't going into protective custody.
This call was from a federal prison. Say what, bro?
I said, I know you're ready, but if you need anything, you know I got you.
You know, I appreciate it. You know the thought that count,
yeah. I know how that be, bro. It don't matter, bro. We ain't never moved our money except for that first time. Once it was that, it was that. Once it was like then, it was everything was history.
Yeah. You know, I feel got the same. I can't help it like shit. Where you from? What you got going? I been to it,
Man, what? The PC. Hey.
They thought they thought a computer, you downstairs, they be like, man, you know you, man, send me upstairs. Whatever it is, I gotta tap to it. Nah, for sure. Can't go no more. PC come out acting all crazy.
Despite thinking Durk could be done for, a professional lawyer gave his opinion on the case. He believes it's not terrible for Durk, and he might get released.
So it all depends on the hunger of the U.S. attorney and the AUSA that's involved. And if they want this individual badly enough, they'll make very attractive deals for these individuals. What does a very attractive deal look like? I think they go for the lowest hanging fruit. Whoever, didn't actually the guy, maybe someone that was involved that didn't actually, or someone that, but it didn't hit, they're going to have forensics. Yeah. So they'll take whoever is the least culpable, and I think that they'll approach him and make a deal with him that'll be the most attractive. And if that guy doesn't make a deal, they'll move on to the next guy. So usually that's what happens, right? You go for the lowest hanging fruit first, the guy that you think will flip, the guy that didn't really have that much involvement. And I think what also is interesting with the indictment is it wasn't just money. They're like, oh, it could have been money or it could have been career advancement.
As we heard the official statement from him, which reads, I'm hesitant to say they have a slam dunk case on Durk Banks. I think they have a long way to go to prove the conspiracy against him.
When it comes to Durk Banks, so far I've seen one text that says, don't have them associate my name with any kind of flights that they're taking. Certainly that's not a good text, but is that the only text? Because that doesn't, that in itself doesn't stand on its own. Certainly it's circumstantial. But like I said, we have to wait and see what other evidence they have. If they have a snitch, if they have videotapes or audio tapes of him saying something, I think that's a lot different than, hey, just make sure you don't associate my name with these guys. So I'm hesitant to say that they have, a slam dunk case on Durk Banks.
However, Pooh Shiesty is about to be released in the upcoming months. Did you know K Flock spoke out on Instagram Live after his trial ended? To understand his message, it's important to see this announcement. K Flock found not guilty of M charges, but guilty of 5 other charges, including possession and RICO. But with creative lawyer work, Flock's lawyer mentioned the 5 guilty charges do not faze him. The passing of Hernandez was the most worrying charge, and with him beating that charge, it will reflect on his release date. As reported, the prosecutors put in a letter saying, it could be misunderstood, the jury must determine whether the defendant, with his idiosyncrasies, believed the victim was about to use physical force, because the judge wanted the jury to make their decision on Flock being a reasonable person. However, this report makes it seem like the jury took into account Flock's perspective and how he's grown up in the street life. Because of his unique mindset and fears, Flock truly believed Oscar was about to take him out. This made it easier to justify self-defense on the M charge, which had Flock speaking about it on Instagram.
Flock here, been a lot of talk about the trial. I just want to set the record straight though, make my first official statement about it. I want to give thanks to everybody who supported me and kept me in their prayers. I want to thank everyone who was involved in my trial, especially the judge who made sure I was treated with respect throughout the process. I have to thank my lawyer, Michael Ashley, no cap, for not giving up on me and putting up a fight, even though we still fighting because it ain't over till law says over. I want to thank every one of my fans and supporters. I love y'all, everything to the chin, nothing to the heart. And my spirits and faith is high as they ever been, and I pray everyone out there is at peace and feel positive too.
But the other 5 charges Flock is found guilty of are from his gang member snitching on him. With it announced, K Flock reportedly used a firearm against someone who used one against his friend in 2020. Today, that friend testified against him. The snitch's name is Brockington, otherwise known as Dougie, but not to be confused with Flock's best friend Dougie B, because the snitch Dougie was arrested for selling. Instead of doing his time, he took a plea deal and threw Flock under the rug for everything. But surprisingly, Flock was still in positive spirits while on the jail phone with rapper Top 5.
Talk to them, Flock. Talk to them, my dog. Soon come home, man.
You got these little boys walking around with no jewels, Flock. They need you. They need you, Flock.
Lil TJ posted in support of Flock saying, "Free K Flock." But with Dougie snitching on Flock, it affects his release date heavy. In the transcript from the courtroom, we see prosecutors asking Dougie in court, "After you got hit, who called you in the hospital?" Dougie answers, "K Flock called. He said, 'You know we got you, bro.'" He follows it up saying, "He was gonna retaliate against whoever hit me." And so the prosecutors confirm his testimony saying, "Flock hit them up in retaliation for you?" Dougie answered yes, and mentioned someone got grazed during the incident. They even got Dougie to admit that Flock had a firearm, and how he was on calls with rival team members who circled their block. This lines up with Oscar Hernandez's passing, with Flock's friend B Love saying,
"Okay, but so I saw some fans who were off at both me and Academics after K Flock got locked up because just because I guess, like, you know, in our tone when we talked about it, you know, it might have seemed like we were being a little too presumptuous. But is that weird for you? Because I'm sure you see people all the way from rappers to whoever acting like, you know, your boy is just done and he's cooked in this situation.
I ain't gonna lie, people, especially people that don't even be knowing, like, y'all don't even know what's going on, bro.
He said this because the case files explain how the murder went down. On December 23rd, 2021, K Flock was charged with the passing of Oscar Hernandez. Flock is seen walking down a sidewalk with his sister. On this day, Flock's wearing a blue coat, Shiesty mask, and designer jeans. As he passes a barbershop, his rival gang member Oscar notices him. Instead of letting Flock pass by, Oscar confronted him. As he asked Flock, "What are you looking at?" With them hating each other, they started yelling back and forth. Flock continued walking because he didn't want his sister involved with any street stuff. However, Oscar continued following Flock. We'd even see on camera that Oscar was reaching into his jacket as he followed Flock. So with Oscar not backing off and grabbing in his jacket, Flock turned around and used his firearm at Oscar Hernandez. He hit him multiple times, which left Oscar falling to the sidewalk, and Flock fled the scene. Witnesses dialed 911 to help Oscar. Paramedics arrived and helped Oscar while they transported him to a local New York hospital where he sadly passed away. All that was left at the scene was Oscar's slides he was wearing and shell casings. Immediately, the NYPD secured footage from a store on the street where the crime went down. They had the entire incident on camera, but no way of knowing who the suspect was. With the police department lost, they reached out to the public for help and posted this picture of Flock. Almost immediately, fans of Flock informed the authorities it was him, because just earlier that day he was on IG Live wearing that same blue jacket and Shiesty mask. The feds sent out a warrant for his arrest. Luckily for Flock, he used his last few hours as a free man in a good way. He hired one of the best lawyers in the game, and they walked into the police station together. His lawyer released a statement right away saying, "I accompanied Kevin as he self-surrendered to detectives in the 30th precinct. Arrangements were immediately made with the NYPD once I learned he was wanted. As to the charges against him, we have begun our investigation into these allegations. We will address bail once we have had a chance to review the case and further investigate the DA's noteworthy disclosure." Right away, Flock's lawyer saw the video evidence and began a self-defense claim.
When the guy hits the ground and is found, he's got a loaded that was in his pocket that his hand was on at the time. You know, we consider that to be self-defense.
So he did heat him in self-defense.
That's what the allegation is. You know, I don't want to talk too much about the details of the case, but the government claims that he pulled the... But at the same time, the person that was on the ground had his hand on a illegal loaded...
Okay. So without saying too much, you're arguing obviously self-defense.
That could be one of the arguments, self-defense. And I would say to the public, you know, somebody's walking up to you with a loaded, it's pretty clear is going to use it, with a criminal record a mile long. Do you want to get or do you not want to?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't hesitate to pull the...
This had Bobby speaking out about Flock's situation in this interview.
What's it like for you watching the K Flock thing happen? That's crazy. Next big artist coming out of New York.
I love Flock, so I like that. That's my guy.
Okay.
But you know, I'm wishing him the best right now, you know what I'm saying? And you know, for the alleged charges they pushing on him, you know what I'm saying? I'm wishing his family the best. I'm wishing the whole team the best and everything, you know what I'm saying? And I hope he beat them alleged charges, you know what I'm saying? Because he got a lot of future brightness he got, and I hope, you know what I'm saying?
That would be a sad story if that's the end of the...
No, we ain't gonna think like that, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay positive.
However, this crime let the feds inspect every part of Flock's life. Knowing they were pursuing a self-defense claim, the NYPD dug into Flock and stated it was a result of Flock's affiliation with a Third Side Street team. This allowed them to add RICO to his charges. With it reported, K Flock was indicted by a federal grand jury for multiple new racketeering conspiracy charges, also known as RICO charges. Hip-hop creators reacted to the news saying, "K Flock just caught a RICO, it's really over." DJ Academics even said, "Feds just unsealed an indictment indictment on K Flock for a RICO charge. The mandatory minimum if he doesn't beat those charges or snitch is life in prison. He still is facing state charges that have him locked up. Flock's lawyers responded with their reaction to the charges, stating, "We're not surprised by the federal charges, as we've been fighting Kevin's state charges for over a year now. Considering the incident was a clear act of self-defense, it wasn't a strong charge. But the fact it's now being used as a basis for a penalty charge is extraordinary. It's clear on video that Kevin was about to be affected after attempting to walk away from Oscar, which is when Kevin used an item to defend himself and his sister from an armed Oscar who was about to pull out a firearm from his pocket. Surprisingly, his first day of the trial went well, with it reported, "Day 1 of K Flock's trial is over. Instant thoughts are, the prosecutors are not ready. They're stuttering many words, not answering the judge's questions, and not supplying evidence to defend K Flock's lawyer's defense. But it's important to know how all sorts of rappers are being looked at by the feds, because even Lil Baby was just called out by the police."
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
Even Youngin Ace was name-dropped by the Jacksonville Sheriff. Are we witnessing a rap takedown by police?
So Youngin Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
During Flock's first day in trial, they noted that he looked emotional, yet they remained confident he was going to win as they let him speak in this message.
I know what's going on, man. Flock, I know something big deal, man. Like, please mean to the guys, man. Hey, yo, like, I'll be back real soon. Shout out to my fans and my supporters, man. I love all y'all, man. For all of you out there, violence, man. For me, and do what y'all supposed to do, man. For me, get through life correctly, bro. Like, get money.
But at the end of the day, the feds will always find a way to keep these rappers. Just like what Boozy said about YNW Melly's case, the feds will do anything to keep you.
When they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted them bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Unfortunately for Flock, news reports believe his sentence will be 20+ years. However, K Flock just finished his trial and his release date has been announced. Did you know Pooh Shiesty committed an armed robbery in a green McLaren, flexed it on Instagram 2 hours later, and flew away in a private jet to evade the feds?
The barrage of sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Police and prosecutors say Pooh Shiesty was part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon where the flew, and it happened right across the street from the police department and town hall here in Bay Harbor Islands.
Shiesty faced extreme charges for the robbery he committed, but with the help of his lawyers, he secured a deal to have him released in 2025. But with Shiesty securing a shorter sentence, he received backlash for it. His best friend Big 30 had to hop on Instagram to defend him.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do, cause my eyebrow, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in and if Shiesty snitch. Go home, take one to the ain't got no rat.
Rappers were dissing him for snitching, but didn't know the truth. Academics explained his current jail situation and how it's not normal for someone that committed those charges.
But salute to Pooh Shiesty, who looked like he's absolutely chilling in jail. My boy got a little richer than Melly. You know what I mean? Got the haircut all right. You know what I mean?
They be playing Fortnite Mobile.
In jail? Oh, he got the Timbs on. They look fresh as well. Yo, this so chilling in prison. He got 2 watches. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2 watches. Not even
won.
But to understand his official release date, it's important to learn the latest update from his case. As Today Academics tweeted, Pooh Shiesty is at a halfway house. He's going to be home soon. In the original crime documents, Shiesty and his friend were setting a meet for high-end sneakers and narcotics. Shiesty is seen arriving at the meet in a bright green McLaren. As they await the seller's arrival, Shiesty and his boy make a plan to steal the items from these two men. Once the sellers arrived, they gave Shiesty the sneakers. Shiesty was busy doing a legit check on the high-end sneakers to make sure they weren't getting ripped off. In the meantime, he's negotiating on the price of them. It's possible if the sellers agreed to lower the price, nothing would have happened. Instead, both parties got into a heated argument. As just moments later, Shiesty is seen grabbing a firearm from out of his waistband and aiming at the two sellers. They both run away, trying to duck behind their vehicle, but they weren't quick enough. Shiesty hit both of them, with one hit in the backside and the other in the hip. As Shiesty takes care of the two sellers, Shiesty's friend was responsible for getting the sneakers and narcotics into the trunk. As he does that, Shiesty makes sure the sellers aren't trying to pull anything before quickly hopping into the driver's seat. However, one major issue in the robbery was the butterfly doors on the McLaren. As Shiesty lifts the door to get in, his Louis Vuitton bag falls out of the door onto the parking lot. Without noticing, Shiesty sped off in the McLaren. This was a huge deal for Shiesty because not only did it have over $40,000 in it, it would later be used as evidence in arresting him. Not to mention, it's like he didn't even pull off the robbery. He lost the same amount of cash for the sneakers and narcotics, if not more, while catching multiple felonies in the act. After fleeing the scene, Shiesty's escape plan was to head to the closest Miami airport, where he hopped on a private jet and flew out of Florida. But it wasn't long before the feds caught up with him a few days later.
The town of Bay Harbor Island says you're wanted with a... He's also charged with armed robbery, battery in their affidavit, saying the two left the state in a private...
Shiesty was booked and processed in the local jail and posted a $30,000 bond for release. But after 2 months on bond, Shiesty was arrested again for trial.
Mr. Williams, you were arrested for pursuant to an arrest warrant. It was issued June 3rd. It's charging you. You have two attorneys here, or is it? I'm sorry, two attorneys in the state. Go ahead. You want to announce again?
Brad Cohen and Sam Zegny for the defendant.
Have you had a chance to review?
Yes, Judge, we have.
As a result of his case, he pled guilty, resulting in a very short sentence for the type of crime he did. Academics announced Pooh Shiesty sentenced to 63 months in prison. He was facing 8 years. The Memphis rapper would be officially sentenced, and when Academics announced it, no one could believe it was so short.
And I think he's coming home like next year, or maybe the year after. However, it looked like he's, taking responsibility of whatever happened and doing his time, not crying. Clearly trying to let people know he's straight. And I do think when he comes back out, granted, as long as it's not like too far from now, if he comes back in a year, he's good. I still think even within 2 years.
But this isn't anything new for Pooh Shiesty. Many believe he was trying to paint an image to help boost his rap career by committing a crime. However, it was revealed that Shiesty's been doing crime like this his entire life. The only difference is that he has a spotlight now from his music career.
Yeah, I mean, look, Pooh Shiesty was probably the biggest artist that he signed in recent memory. But Pooh Shiesty had a history of crimes before he ever signed to Gucci. It ain't like, he was like a school kid and Gucci suddenly put him in a bad direction. No, he was already doing it. Gucci wasn't around when he was doing all the crazy shit they got him locked up for. It just is what it is.
Pooh Shiesty's in prison right now for somebody in the ass with a go while sitting inside of a McLaren.
Yeah.
Some Grand Theft Auto shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's who he was before that. So it's like, that ain't a surprise. And Gucci ain't gonna tell you like he can't just change who you are as a person. So it's like, but people come up with the conspiracy theories and the life insurance whatever.
But the main reason for his short sentence was that he signed a plea deal. But he also did a proffer deal with the feds. A proffer is when the criminal proves detailed information to the feds relating to the offense, for which immunity or a lesser sentence is granted. Shiesty used this proffer to reduce his maximum sentence from life in prison down to just 63 months. However, with news getting out of his deal, other rappers started calling him out for snitching. And while it sounds like he might have snitched, all he did was tell the full story of how the crime went down. It gives the prosecutors and the judge an easy case and makes the trial as simple as possible. possible. This goes a long way in reducing a sentence. They made Shiesty admit the mistakes he made throughout the crime, because he committed an armed robbery right beside a police station. The video footage from the crime is recorded from the police station's cameras. So once the sound of firearms was heard in the area, it was a few minutes before several police cars arrived at the parking lot. With law enforcement knowing the exact location of the robbery, it didn't take long before they looked at the footage. With police getting to the scene so fast, they found the Louis Vuitton bag Shiesty had left on the ground. This gave Shiesty no time to get his bag back, and it would become a huge piece of evidence in the case. At first, the feds had no idea who did the crime, but tips quickly came in from the public, mentioning a rapper was seen posted up with the green McLaren on Instagram. The feds were quick to look into the tips and found that Shiesty posted pictures on Instagram flexing the car on the same day of the robbery. But the feds couldn't be 100% that Shiesty was their suspect off just that, so the feds looked for more from Shiesty's Instagram. They noticed many pictures of him flexing money, so they quickly downloaded them. With these photos, the feds zoomed in on the pictures to where they could see the serial numbers on the bills. With creative police work, they noticed one of the photos had a bill with the serial number that matched one of the bills inside the Louis Vuitton bag. So with both the green McLaren and serial numbers of the money from the crime scene matching Pooh Shiesty, they were able to take him in. What's even crazier though is that his team continued using the green McLaren for his music video, Gone MIA. However, rappers continued calling Shiesty a snitch. This caused him to get a bad reputation in the game, but it led to Shiesty releasing a huge statement from jail, calling out any ops who were disrespecting him. As it reads, King Shiesty tapping in from the middle of the penitentiary. I remain untouched. I have millions in double digits. Tell Google to fix my net worth. We can verify that right now. I'm locked up, not messed up. I was 21, up 8 figures. Jay-Z can't even relate to my money. Stop playing with my name before I buy one of you for sale. You guys aren't anything. I put on this stuff every day, twice on Sundays. I'm on the same stuff from Tokyo to Tennessee. I ain't never got scared that no one ever played with me. When I was free or in jail, I'm still the man of Memphis. The king no matter what jungle. Slick is almost the same man, just a little more powerful. But talking about Baby Larry, how did you let a man in the feds outdo you? You can't beat me. You need your hands in the game before you do something with me. For my fans, supporters, and loved ones holding me down every day, keep it solid. I promise it doesn't go unnoticed. I see everything and have something special for all of y'all. The rest of you guys are done. Keep hating, false advertising, backbiting, and counting me out. It's up and stuck like a treehouse. I'm touching down. I got a chip on my shoulder. I'm going 100% on you guys. Shiesty's standing tall while on the inside. However, we saw him share this message before he was originally arrested.
Really when I got signed, but I'm gonna tell you before I got signed, like breaking news. The verse on breaking news made everybody go crazy and folks start saying I'm their favorite rapper already, so I'm gonna stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just made me go harder.
So the success kind of gave you the confidence to really keep it up?
Yeah, they rocking with me for sure.
Man.
It's in my first verse.
Sadly, Lil Baby will likely be going to jail this year. Did you know there's an update in the case where 2 individuals passed away with the police blaming Lil Baby, as it started on the local news?
Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of 2 teen-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Lil Baby to come by my tacos up.
This got the attention of Snoop Dogg, who tweeted, "First Young Thug, and now Lil Baby being played by that Atlanta DA. Y'all Atlanta rappers be careful out there." As the news revealed an important update saying, Baby taken into county jail for questioning on the passing of Jacody Davis and Layman Freeman. Police question why he closed 4PF after the crime took place. Because as he was asked about closing 4PF in an interview, it seemed weird. With it announced, Baby reveals he ended his record label, 4PF, to avoid it being labeled as a street team.
First 4 Pockets Full had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because all shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Right.
Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
But did you know the police reports read, the Atlanta Police Department is calling out Lil Baby, saying his actions led to the passing of 2 young individuals last summer. During a press conference on February 26th, the Atlanta PD announced 7 arrests were made in connection to the passing of Jacody Davis and Layman Freeman. Major Ralph stated the incidents were part of a gang war that started with an incident at Lil Baby's music video shoot where 3 people were injured. The officer specifically said he's looking to hold Baby accountable, saying, this team will work relentlessly to hold you accountable.
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
This all started with Lil Baby recording a music video on a rival's block outside a taco shop, because the same lady featured on the news caught that Baby was there and posted a video online showing he pulled up.
Where y'all at? We over here kicking in. We got Lil Baby shooting a video around here. We know how we do it at Slapping Taco. Baby, there he go, there he go. Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up. Cause you already know how he doing this slapping tacos, baby.
According to law officials, Lil Baby's ops didn't know he was there filming. They were only alerted once the lady's Facebook video got attention, which led to his ops pulling up with firearms. But what's scary is the feds are blaming Lil Baby. This resulted in a viral tweet sharing, "The Atlanta DA wasn't successful getting Young Thug. Now she will target Lil Baby and use him as an example for the rest of the rappers who supply gangs with fame, money, and other items for crimes." But this makes sense why Lil Baby closed 4PF. He needed to evade getting involved in any more crimes by the people around him. And did you know that after his album Wham was released, it was reported that Baby's new album, Wham, was a rushed release due to legal battles coming his way. Him closing 4PF was the first sign to this, as we saw the district attorney already warned Lil Baby she was coming after him on the news.
An in-depth investigation. Recent months you've had 2 high-profile racketeering cases. There are going to be more.
Over the next 60 days, you'll see 2 more.
But this had academics talking on the case, where he believes the district attorney Fannie Willis was setting traps for rappers. It was confirmed just 1 week after he said this, with it reported Baby was arrested Monday night for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit and was sent to the Clark County Detention Center and held for $5,000 bail.
I need 20 bands, call the number for me. Hey, security, the black guy, call the number for me. Locking me up for a gun, but I got license. Security. I need 200 bands a year. I swear to God, security. Security. I need 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands here. Hey, lady, my check leave at 9:10. Nah, check me good. I got a in my nuts. Check me good. You on the camera? I got a in my nuts. Check me good. I got a. All right, y'all let me that cross shoot myself dead. Y'all fired.
But the Lil Baby situation is much deeper than this, as academics revealed how 4PF was named on RICO documents, the same documents that YSL and Young Thug were on.
I've heard 2 of them. Like, I've heard the 2 of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever, but these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
But in the present day, academics revealed how Baby's recent arrests are lining up for a massive RICO charge coming his way.
I'm going to tell you some things that you're going to have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fannie Willis started targeting YSL, Fannie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug. She got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were going to get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Durk, especially after Vaughn died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we gonna get Durk eventually. You doing the math? You see why Lil Baby was moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county, state watch.
This is why Lil Baby was lurking in the shadows the last couple years until his Wham album. He was stacking music, preparing his business and finances in case he was ever taken in. The sad reality of Lil Baby's problems all stem from when his former best friend snitched in the YSL case, as Gunna wasn't willing to hold it down for Young Thug and could have led to Lil Baby being investigated.
And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in front of you.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrant and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a month after Gunna snitched, Baby was pulled over and arrested for illegal window tints, which is extremely rare.
Huh? Man, you know why I pull you over? These windows, they tinted. You can't see nothing out.
I'm a celebrity, man. Nobody can't see me. Give me my ticket. Let me ride.
I don't know what celebrity you are.
It don't matter. They give me my ticket. Let me ride. I can't have nobody seeing me right here. I'm gonna let my window up.
Oh yeah, you good, but you can't have that tinted window, man.
Alright, they give me a ticket. Have a good day, man.
Now, who are you? You say you
My name Lil Baby.
Okay, I just need you to sign right here, okay?
You got a pen?
827.
You don't be want to have these. You gotta have tints in that level. You folk crazy. I take a ticket, then somebody follow me home.
Put a 32.
Huh?
You can put a 32. If you got a medical exception, you can get the 10.
The body cam footage would end up corrupting, leaving many fans wondering how this traffic stop resulted in him getting arrested. But luckily for Lil Baby, he flew his lawyer out on a private jet and was bailed out the same night. But with Lil Baby facing multiple arrests lately, it feels like Gunna's possibly getting revenge for how Young Thug and Lil Baby have dissed him since he snitched. Cause as soon as Young Thug was released, he went after Gunna and tweeted, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats." With the name Wham referring to Lil Baby, he quickly responded to Thug saying, "We should." But Thug didn't stop there. He tweeted at Gunna saying, "Gunna, stop acting like we friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." This got Gunna and his brother's attention, as his brother said, "Trust and believe the feeling is mutual." But to further get on Gunna's nerves, Young Thug linked up with T.I. They posted this video saying how he made it home and did it the right way.
Hey man, what you got to tell these people? Back. Back, Jack. You feel me? You did. Hey man, ain't no cap in it. No cap in my rap. You feel what I'm saying? The right way. It's time. The right way, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Right way. Yeah, that way. Yeah. And go tell that.
However, there are issues with how Young Thug is sneak dissing Gunna, as DJ Academics was first to point out that the feds didn't give Young Thug his plea deal so easily for no reason. With it announced, Academics speaks on Young Thug getting released and believes the stipulations that he's got are a setup, as the court will try to put Young Thug back in jail, because Academics believes getting him to mess up his probation and serve 20 years was easier than proving him guilty. With both Lil Baby and Thug beefing with Gunna, the feds could be getting them both at the same time.
I know some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. But he's always gonna talk about him and his doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, me. It's like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about it. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see this was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody knows Thug was not that weight. So we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.
But even YoungBoy Ace, who's been investigated and arrested for a short time, is likely to be locked up again. Did you know a tweet went viral sharing streets saying Fulio's goons finally caught YoungBoy Ace lacking? This Jacksonville beef just getting started, as the Jacksonville Sheriff just called out YoungBoy Ace by name for the passing of Julio Fulio. It was reported Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters sends a PSA to YoungBoy Ace and his crew, ATK, after Julio Fulio's hitters were caught.
So YoungBoy Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
The sheriff went into further detail about picking up the Jacksonville rapper.
The drill rappers.
You have drill down here.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a Chicago thing.
No, man, it's down here too, man. And the thing about it is we like to run them out of town. Like, there's a couple of them that they know they can't live here anymore. There was a particular song, what's Vanessa Carlton? What's the name of that song? It's real catchy, everybody likes it. Yeah, 1,000 Miles. They sampled her song, and then they made a song, a rap to it, and they were talking about people that had actually been in Jacksonville. About 5 or 6 of them, right? They named in that song?
They did name them.
But that's what drill rap is. It's nonsense, but it's impactful because they're talking about people that have actually been, those people have parents, they have mothers, they have fathers, they have brothers and sisters that feel the effects of what's going on. They think it's a joke.
Because the police have been watching Ace for some time. Just recently, the 5 people who took out Julio Fulio were arrested, with rumors circulating they were hired hitmen. From Alicia, Isaiah, Sean, Rashad, and Davion, police believe Ace was the main kingpin. This is why the authorities have been canceling all of Ace's concerts, trying to limit his business and income.
Jacksonville police and I don't know how they be doing this, but they always call around and cancel my shows. What's up with y'all? What's going on? Why y'all want to cancel my show? I don't even live there in Jacksonville. Why y'all want to cancel my? Why y'all trying to my money? Yeah, man, y'all trying to my life. Cause y'all worry about what I got going on. I ain't dying. I ain't with y'all. Y'all canceled all my shows, but I just had a show in Tampa. Y'all got my show canceled in Tampa. I had a show in Virginia. I called, got my show canceled up. I had a show in Gainesville. Y'all canceled my show in Gainesville before. Daytona. You feel me? Like, what's really going on?
They believe this for a specific reason, and it was all due to a leaked video. It was reported Jacksonville rapper admits to targeting Julio Fulio because YoungBoy Ace put up $10,000 on his head.
Hey, on everything I love, bro. On the dead homies, bro. I put it on everything, on my soul, on my kids. I'm the one that smacked Julio Fulio that night when he got at his birthday celebration, bro. You feel me? I ain't gonna show my face and give my identity away or nothing like that, but you know, I did that, you feel me? It was money on his head, you feel me? I rock with Ace and them boys, you feel me? ATK, you feel me? I be in Jacksonville heavy, you feel me? If you know, you know. But yeah, you feel me? I did that, you feel me? I handled that, cause, you know, Ace had that money on his head, you know, Ace had him put that 10K up, told me to slide, told me to cause you know, he got tired of that nigga running his mouth playing all the time, you feel me? So what had to be done, you feel what I'm saying? So I just handled it, you feel me? It was what it is, bro.
But did you know Ace tried getting one step ahead of the feds? He tweeted, "Ain't no such thing as ATK no more. That stuff is gone and over with," with an Instagram video trying to get away from the gang problem.
I say no more ATK, it ain't no more. What you talking about? You niggas don't do shit. You don't do shit. You tripping. Everybody always got shit to say. These niggas. When the time for the Lord to be paid, where the niggas be at? Got all this shit to say. Where the niggas be at though? Where niggas be? Niggas need to get buried. When the time to spend that money, where the niggas be? We always got shit to say, but don't be on shit, man. They don't get no feet wet or nothing, man. You niggas be talking, man. What's wrong with these, man? Talking about uncomfortable. Don't talk like me. Don't get the man. When I say no more ATK, ain't no more.
However, DJ Academics already assumed this was happening, and he told Ace that he's next.
Whack 100 recently spoke about you, and he says, "You're next."
Why would you say that, bro? Why would you wish that for me?
Well, I don't know if he was wishing that. I think he's just thinking about, like, you know, in terms of, you know, people want to get the target, like the high profile target, and
if Fulio is out the way, now they're like, well, the only way to make another thing is you.
Well, I wish on me, bro. Man, I've been living my whole life. I'm letting you get up on. I'm not letting nobody get up on me. So I don't.
With his passing now, right? Does it mean that this whole situation is over?
There's never no situation.
Academics also spoke about an incident that happened to Ace a few years ago. His crew was ambushed by several men, which is how his brother passed.
I'm trying to come for him. I'm trying to hold RJ. I'm trying to hold him. I'm trying to RJ open the door. I open the door. I'm pushing him out. I'm like, I got you, bro. I got you. He grab a shirt. I'm like, bro, I can't move. He tell me he can't move. I jump out the car. Cope open the door. Cope said, call it in. Just call mine.
Because even though Ace has had multiple run-ins with his ops, it's the police that are after him now, as the police were able to find more evidence relating to Ace being the lead man that had Fulio dealt with. It reads, Julio Fulio, born June 21st, 1998, was involved in an ambushing by rival street members in Tampa. What was supposed to be a celebration weekend for his birthday turned into the worst thing imaginable due to social media. Fulio and his crew rented an Airbnb for the weekend. Once they arrived, Fulio immediately began posting on Instagram.
Hey, the pool party start today at 5, 6 o'clock. If you already got the address, pull up, man. You got the address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock. DM me for the address or DM Fulio booking ESPN. I'm gonna put it right here. We just got here, bruh. You got to add it. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this bit. Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30, man. Push up at 5:30, man. We finna get everything right. Push up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, man. It's up.
The party inside the B&B only lasted 2 hours. Fulio shared the inside of the party, with everyone drinking and being alongside 5 women. The girls are giggling, thinking everything's funny. Meanwhile, his ops were planning, as the first mistake for Fulio was that he kept posting where he was and what he was doing, showing he won't be 100% if anything were to go down. An hour later, the police arrived at the Airbnb, called the landlord, and they kicked everyone out of the crib. Julio once again posted his next move, showing a poster for a club and telling people to pull up while also revealing the address of the club, as Fulio tried breaking the record for the most location drops to his ops in one weekend. Once in the club, he posted on Instagram again.
We came deep for my birthday, man. Everybody coming out the stairs. No cap, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep as 20 deep. Lit everywhere we go.
Julio's team gave the ops plenty of time to get together, figure out a plan, and scope out the scene of where Julio's been. They took action on the 23rd day, which is very important to the ops, but more on that later. When Julio and his crew were done in the club, they gathered in the parking lot while his manager figured out a place to stay. He scoped out a nearby Holiday Inn down the street and began heading over. When arriving at the Holiday Inn, sources nearby claim everything was silent, but this only lasts until rival cars filled to the brim with street members showed up, as they targeted Julio's crew with firearms, with a couple people's main job being to locate Julio Fulio. Once they found Fulio, you can guess what happened next, as this was a clear retaliation against Julio Fulio, especially with it being on the 23rd of the month, because that's the same day of the month that Fulio dropped his track, When I See You, which disses Ace for losing his closest friends. As Fulio raps the lyrics, went out to eat on his birthday. 4 hit, 3 passed in the worst way. He kept dissing on me. Now we hitting 23. But now in the present, those same ops got their get back and hit 4 of Julio's crew on the 23rd day of the month, almost like they were trying to recreate the lyrics Fulio dissed their crew for. Young and Ace hit back with the same disrespectful lyrics. As Ace rapped, 4 in the car and 1 of them gone, 3 got hit. Further proving the retaliation by Ace's crew, 6 hours after the incident, it was reported Young and Ace dropped Do It, a direct diss track at Julio Fulio after his passing earlier today. Meanwhile, Ace's right-hand man shared an old tweet on his Instagram from King Von, which reads, "Game over, we won, stupid." Although the story gets even more wild from here, because a month before Julio's passing, he did an interview and spoke about how both sides were going to collab together and try to stop the crime.
No record. Y'all probably didn't know this. Even though I said what I said, bro, me and JayDaYoungan supposed to be doing a Stop the Violence song. We probably gonna get that shit in motion soon and just get that shit out of the way for the kids, for the youth and shit. And yeah, we gotta make this look better, man.
You and JayDaYoungan have a Stop the Violence record coming.
Yeah, that shit, it's talked about. I DM'd about it. My big cousin wrote him about it too. He said he with it, I'm with it. But basically right now we trying to find a beat.
This made many upset that this entire situation could have been avoided. However, rappers and celebrities thought different, like how Charleston White said.
And everybody said, well, man, what you think about this? Well, all I'm gonna say is, man, that works hard to die. Did he earn this here? And goddamn it, should nobody be sad? Way that lived and talk gangster, should nobody be sad what did happen to Julio Fulio? One thing we know about it, he didn't go to heaven.
That same cut, what's that?
Yeah, now one thing about it, he ain't in heaven. Now wait, that boy, he had all the time in the world to apologize to them people. He was going to the graveyard, rapping at the graveyard. Man, that was making people mama cry. It's some people relieved, wiping their forehead saying, "Ooh, Lord, thank you." And then there's some people crying, said, "Oh, we gonna miss one leg, one foot."
As Charleston White stated, Julio's not going to heaven for one specific reason, which is the passing of Ace's best friend, ATK Mitch. Back in April 2022, officers saw Julio driving a Dodge Durango with illegal window tint. They pulled him over to ask some questions, but suddenly a prosecutor arrived on scene. The prosecutor searched Julio's vehicle illegally and told the officers who he was, which is when he was detained and put in the back of the cop car.
All right, so I didn't want to bring it up. I know you're gonna be upset. Mitch, there's some detectives I want to talk to you real quick about what happened to Mitch.
How long that's gonna take?
Not that long, depends on you. They just gonna ask what you know about what happened.
He'd later be taken into the police station and interrogated by a detective.
I used to come to my mama's house. I used to stay on the corner. He would come over there, show his, you know what I'm saying, support.
What type of work do you do? What type
I'm an artist.
You're an artist. Okay. As far as Mitch go, what are you hearing?
Nah, really, I was in Miami when I heard the news. You know what I'm saying? I was down making music, and I saw posting on Instagram, Mitch. Everybody, the whole Jacksonville, Mitch.
The detectives start looking at who Fulio was to Mitch and how they knew each other, while also asking where Fulio was at the time of Mitch's passing.
All right, the reason why I'm here, I am lead on your friend's case.
Ooh.
You didn't have a friend who recently got killed?
A lot of friends that
recently. Mitch.
Oh yeah.
So I'm lead on that. I don't know how close you guys were. Can you kind of give me just run down on y'all relationship when y'all met? How long y'all been partners or whatever?
The detectives had nothing on Julio, but hoped he would slip up as they fished for any information they could get from him. But Fulio continues to tell the detectives he doesn't know anything.
Guys, if you may know or hear something, then that'd be helpful as well. Because if you know his mom, you can sit up there and call his mom, then I'm pretty sure you would want her to have some answers as well.
My little brother, I don't know who did. I don't know. I ain't here. That's what I'm saying. You will never know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I just heard it. They say, little brother, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Miami at the time, though.
You ain't tired of that, man?
Yeah, but I'm known to this.
While Fulio shuts down any involvement in Mitch's passing, they ask if Julio's music is why so much crime is around him. As they're getting frustrated, he continued staying quiet.
Do you think that your music or your ways or the way you conduct yourself through your music had anything to do with him?
Nah, because even before I was rapping, it was... You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say it's my music, that's why somebody, you get what I'm saying?
Okay, do you think it influenced someone or triggered someone, like the way y'all going back and forth with it? Do you feel that way?
No. A song can't make no do nothing, bro.
This left many angry that Fulio kept lying to police. But in 2025, Julio's passing is looked at as retaliation for ATK Mitch. However, more rappers are in jail, hoping to be released this year. Rappers from Tory Lanez, Tay-K, Fetty Wap, Blueface, TSU Surf, Casanova, Mystical, Max B, Lol G, Bankroll Freddy, Dougie B, and Lil Reese.